Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Friday, September the 12th, 2025. So we are almost on top of the hour, which means we have the Invaders from Beyond event happening here very soon. Of course we have Invaders from Beyond right up for 2 weeks, right up to Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. So we're kind of waiting for that to pop in here. I don't believe our dailies will be in here yet. Nope, not yet. So we'll just give that a minute or two. Talking a little bit faster than I usually do. And I apologize if I sound a little off. I'm kind of under the weather a little bit. So I'm a little stuffy, a little bit of a head cold going on. And a little bit of a chalky, more of a chalky throat than I typically do. So yeah, I apologize if you hear me kind of stop for a little bit. And maybe mute the mic even more often, but we'll see what happens here. I don't really see it popping up there. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead to do Invaders from Beyond. Again, every hour on top of the hour. I recommend doing this with other people. And always waiting. You know, just don't get there and just start playing. Just wait for other people to kind of join in. I mean, it gives everyone a chance to get here. Host right in front of us here. We get Bad Boy there. Of course, these are the robots that are typically here most days. Now that sentry bot, he's not 100% guarantee. I would say it's only a 50% chance that you'll see a sentry bot here most times.
Do not be alarmed. I am Homer.
All right, let's take a look at these daily challenges here real quick. All right, so the only thing we have here in regards to Invaders from Beyond is just complete the event Invaders from Beyond, and here we are. So again, if you're brand new to the game, you don't know much about the event, I will have a video at the very end of this one, and all you have to do is select it. And a nice little video I made last year. I do have quite a few of them here on the channel, but that one is the newest one that I have. And I even show you where you can even spawn in Invaders at random encounter areas. Okay, you can check that out as well. Keep an eye on my health here this time. Oh, I almost dying there.
An alien commander is beaming down. Focus your fire.
That cabin should be spawning in right about here somewheres. Right there. Nice.
Down. Destroy that brainwave site.
Perfect. Cripple enemy limbs 6 for 6, okay. But we'll still kind of go through that anyway as we kind of go along. And that's the thing with these daily challenges and weekly challenges that basically you can combine them. You can do them very quickly if we have the right one set up, of course. That's the second wave here. These are just spawning right down after each other there. Oh, better get off of this truck.
Eliminate both of them to bring it down.
Where's the other guy at? Right there.
That brought down the force field. Destroy the brainwave siphon.
Nice. This is happening really quick here today. That's pretty awesome. I remember yesterday we came here and I almost died. Like literally just like a little sliver. Oh, I can't even get up there, Jim. Wow. It's the third wave. Of course, this will be the hardest wave. Now, it's the same enemies, but they have a little bit more of a kind of a pinkish hue. This guy there doesn't have, but I find it takes a little while to get that hue around. There we go. To get that hue around him. So he's extra protected. He had like a little extra shield around him. All these guys will on the third wave. Alright, General Zeta be sprouting in here very shortly. Yeah, she didn't even spawn in yesterday. Everyone was just kind of looking around for her, and then the event ended. It was done. It was just like, oh, wow, okay. Alright, complete the event. Invaders from Beyond, 1 for 1 done. Just like that, guys. Pretty easy. Especially when you have a lot of people around. That's awesome. I think that was the quickest one yet, yeah. We'll call it 5.5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. Wow. Let's go around and collect. I really mean to pick up that piece there. There we go. There's a whole lot of guys over here that we picked on. This guy. Now, this is a great event to get circuits. Circuits are great to have for electronic parts and stuff like that. Like, they're fantastic. All right. I think that's pretty much it here. All right, let's take a look at these other challenges here real quick. Look at that bad boy there. Ha ha ha. Alright, let's talk about this one here. Cripple an enemy limb 6. So you would have saw me do that. That's why I kind of track them so you can kind of see them being done. Like if I don't notice it. But I will eventually notice it. But again, cripple an enemy limb. So again, when it says enemy, everything is on the table. Right from passive old Brahmin or passive raiders or settlers that you find in the wasteland. All the way to the highest level enemy we have here in game. And all you do basically, just their limbs. We get head, torso, left leg, left arm, right arm kind of deal. So I just basically shoot at them and you're good to go. So that's all I was really doing. I was just kind of doing some free aiming on those aliens. And basically we were just kind of crippling them as we kind of went there. It was probably popping up a lot of excitement, a lot of chaos going on at the same time. All right, so again, let's go to a little spot here where it's quieter. And here's Somerville's docks here real quick. Okay, and again, it can be any enemy at all. So if you're lower level, you can even go down here through Flatwoods. Okay, there's about 9 Brahmin. There's 3 or 4 possums. There's 3 mole rats, 2 rad roaches, 3 mongrels. It's a great spot. So you can just go around, just kind of free aim. Now, if you're a person who likes to use VATs, such as myself, okay, there is a perk card that will see you can go torso, head, left arm, left leg, right leg kind of deal. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm able to do that is a perk card called Concentrated Fire. So if we go down to our perk, if I hit the right button, Jimmy boy, maybe do that. Of course, under Perception, Concentrated Fire. Now, if your Perception is 5 or higher, you don't really need this card anymore. It's something that they changed recently, but if your Perception is below 5, you will need this card in order to do that, all right? And so just kind of going to give you a little idea of what you can do. And again, everything is on the table. And if you have the right weapon, you're able to cripple a couple of times per enemy. So you can go left leg, right leg ahead kind of deal. And again, if you have the right weapon, you maybe get to like 2 to 3 cripples per enemy. Now, a small daily like this one here, like 6, sometimes it's 2. You just kind of free aim. But when we have the weekly challenges, here we have to cripple like 18 to 30 using your VATs and moving the VATs around and crippling like little pieces on their body. You'll be able to get that done a lot quicker. All right. Let's head back to our camp here real quick and we'll set ourselves up for the next challenge. That's an old camp right there. I think only a few of you remember that camp. All right. Let's see what we got here, Jimmy. I'm on a piece of armor 5. So again, since you're a new player, you leave Vault 76, you pick a whole bunch of stuff up, you make your way around the wasteland, So you're picking up armor and you're scrapping it, okay? So even if it's armor that you don't use day to day, your character will always know those mods that you learn from scrapping armor, okay? And they'll always know those mods. Now, when you do change mods on armor, they do require materials. Some of those materials that you may or may not have, like ballistic fiber or such like that, or adhesive, all right? So again, I usually recommend when it says mod a piece of armor, having a piece of armor that you use day to day, or even stashed away in your stash box that you know a paint for. Because when you change a paint or a skin, you're only using one oil, which is pretty awesome. And usually oil is something that you have a lot of, and you don't even realize you have so much oil on you. Okay? So let's go ahead here. I'm going to show you a little spot here. So if we go to the atomic shop here real quick, go down here to skins, very similar to the weapons section. We have this armor section. Now, I've never ever paid with Adam's paint for armor, but I got a lot of them because I've been playing the game for a while, and they used to be a frequent reward off the old scoreboards before we had the season passes, and they're just free, right? They're all included, and basically I just went around and just grabbed them all, right? So again, as you can see, different type of paints for all your different types of armor here in the game, and it's quite a bit of stuff. But I'll also show you maybe some paints for armor that that they can get from the atomic shop. Okay, sometimes they go on sale. Sometimes you'll see them go on sale in season passes. I find lately, the last couple seasons, they haven't put in a whole lot of paints in there like they used to. Like the old scoreboards used to be like just littered with these paints that you'll never ever use, because I use the same Secret Service armor all the time. But again, just to kind of see what that looks like. So if you're a returning player, you may have some of these paints available to you, and this is where you find them, and you can kind of change your paint on the one of the pieces of armor. All right, so let's go ahead here. Like even leather armor, for example. All right, so let's go to our armor workbenches over here. So we're going to go modify/repair. And of course, I mentioned I use the Secret Service armor. And again, I'm going to use this left arm, slide it over, and again, you can change. Like if you don't have a paint or a skin, then that's fine. If you're brand spanking new, as long as you have a mod, you can change it at your armor workbench. But again, you may or may not have those resources to change that armor mod. So if you go down here to the paint section, right, we're going to go no paint because he has a paint on him right now. We're going to go no paint, default paint, whatever it's called. And we're going to go do that. As you can see, 1 for 5, just like that. Go back to our radiant paint, no paint, radiant paint, no paint. There we go. Modded piece of armor, 5 for 5. All you need is 1 paint. And all we used was like 3 or 4 oil. Done. Just like that. And again, we don't have to worry about using some materials that we may or may not have. Because not everyone has Fallout First and limited scrap box, right? So my low-level guy, he doesn't, it can be a little hard sometimes trying to find some junk items there. Especially when you're kind of maybe like you're focused on quests, you're not really picking a lot of stuff up, and you realize, oh my lord, I can't even repair my armor or my weapons because I have no junk items on me. So just to give you a little example there, just change the paint or the skin. All right, now they beat that to death. What's next, Jim? Scrap trying to produce copper 5. So I don't believe we can use the Tinker's Workbench to bulk and scraps. Let's check this out here. Let's go to our Tinker's Workbench. We're going to go craft. Down here to bulk, down here to the C section, so it looks like we can. So to bulk 1 copper, all we need is 10 copper scrap and 2 plastic from your stash or scrap box. Go ahead, we bulk our 1 copper, then we scrap is hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way to complete this daily challenge. More so for the folks that are kind of short on time, or for people like to get things done quick and easy, the bulk and scrap method is definitely where it's at for most junk items here in the game. That's pretty awesome. We can use the bulk and scrap method. Now, I believe I do have a video here on the channel. I don't think there's a description in the link, but you just go on the Jim McSteel YouTube page, go search, and I'll pop up there for you. I think I just made it last year, but I show you some great copper locations as well as lead and other junk items like that. But I find a good source of copper is right up here at the Landview Lighthouse. Let's pop up here today. Now, Landview Lighthouse is fairly close to Vault 76. A couple ghouls around there, pretty squishy. So we're going to take care of that. And we're going to go right to the lighthouse itself. get that guy through that wall? I don't think we can. It's fine. There we go. We go right inside the lighthouse here. It looks like somebody was here already. We pick up a lighthouse souvenir. And if we go down here to the item, as you can see, 2 copper per lighthouse souvenir. And how many do we need there, Jim? We need 5. All right, so 2, 4, 6. Now, we are on a server with other people, so we'll leave these ones here for someone else that just happens to be coming here. Now, there's a couple more of these up top, but as you see, like, you would think they're made out of wood, but they're made out of copper. It's pretty awesome. Nice little spot there for sure. Let's go ahead and scrap these. We're just going to head back to our camp and scrap them. Of course, you can scrap these at any workbench in other players' camp, train station, down at the mall, wherever you wish. Jeepers. Where am I? Alright, let's go ahead and scrap this here. We're going to scrap right at our cannery here. Alright, lighthouse souvenirs. You can see the item stats right there in the middle. Scrap turn to produce copper. Done, just like that. And again, if you are short on time and you have copper already in your stash of scrap box, you can just go ahead and use that bulk and scrap method to save yourself about 2 to 3 minutes there that way. I believe, I just kind of popped in my mind there. Palace of the Winding Path, so there's a lot of vases up there, but not all the vases just give you ceramics. Some of them, like the red ones, and there's like the blue and white ones that you're able to pick up. I believe they have copper in them as well, so you can try that spot there as well. Alright, let's see what's next. Build defense, appliance, or crafting items in a workshop or camp 3. So again, you can go ahead and claim any workshop in the map is fine. One closest to you, your favorite one. Once when you claim it, go ahead, you can build your defense, appliance, or crafting items. You can build all 3, you can build all the same, whatever you want to do. We're just going to build it right here in our camp. I'm going to head right out back here. Now, you can go ahead and keep what you build if you so wish, whatever you want to do. It's really up to you. A lot of people like to modify or build a camp during these daily, weekly challenges. And again, nothing wrong with that. That's a great idea. I know myself, I'm fairly happy with most builds that I have, so I usually end up building it and then scrapping it. And if you're in the same boat as me, I recommend going to an area where there's nothing in the way. So if we go inside that building, we do have a chance to accidentally scrap something that we don't want to scrap. Even if you're in a prefab, I've definitely done that before, scrap the whole entire prefab by mistake. And so just an FYI, I recommend if you do plan on building and scrapping, just do it out in an area where you don't mind, if you do it by mistake, it's something that you don't mind it leaving, okay? Go to our build menu here. All right, so we're going to build a couple of crafting items. So we're going to go down here to resources. We have crafting. And I recommend building these punch card machines. Now, these punch card machines, you can see in the top right hand corner, cost us absolutely nothing to build. You're only limited by the number that you can build. As you can see there how they're counting. There we go. For the defense, appliance, or crafting items in your workshop or camp 3 for 3 done. Just like that. It's that simple. Now if we back out there, now of course the top left hand corner you can't see because I'm here. But again, we're going to go from build to modify, so I hit LS, so whatever button in this view, that's what you select. This is where you can actually pick your item up and move it around. Or you can just go ahead and scrap it just like we used to do before we had this new build menu here, confusing everyone. Alright. I did a little video on this bad boy there earlier. You can check that out, this Soul Soup server. It's actually for the herbivores, which is pretty awesome. You check that video out if you so wish. See what else we got here, Jim. We have to scrap a ranged weapon 5. So this one here is very easy to do. You can go around the wasteland. You can go ahead and kill all kinds of enemies. I usually recommend Scorched, Wall Miners, Super Mutants, and even the human enemies such as Blood Eagles, Communists, and Cultists. And you get a lot of stuff off them, but they usually do carry some ranged weapons on them. I recommend doing it that way. Get some XP there as well. Just 1 second here. Excuse me, make a sense, but I'm losing my voice there real quick. Dying really quickly here, so to speak. So, yeah, so Again, you just go around, get some XP, have some fun, play the game, and pick up your ranged weapons, and then you can scrap them that way. And that's definitely an old school way to do it. A lot of people like doing it that way, and some people like the quick and easy way, so I try to appease both worlds, right, just to give you guys as many ideas as possible. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to craft them and scrap them right at our weapons workbench. Any workbench, weapons workbench will do. Go ahead and go craft here. Right, now we're going to craft some pipe guns. Now these pipe guns you learned at the very beginning of the game. You craft them right at level 1, okay? Now even though it looks like a lot of material, but there's only one, the only thing that would be more is the steel. But all those materials we can find very easily down through flatwoods or in the forest area. So if you're very low level, like you're below level 20, for example, you have no problem finding that material in around flatwoods, all right? If you decide to do it this way, we're just going to go ahead and craft 3 of these bad boys there. So 3 for 5. And we're going to scrap those weapons that we just crafted there. Just like that. Now, if you are a person who is doing it the old-fashioned way, go around, kill enemies, and if you're a returning player, let's say you haven't played in about 8 or 9 months or so, you'll notice that there's a huge decrease in drop rate for weapons and armor. There's nothing wrong with your game. It's just the way the game is now, okay? So that's more so for the returning folk who haven't played for a while, if you decide to do it that way. Alright, so, last but not least, kill a Deathclaw 1. So many great spots we can find Deathclaws here and around the wasteland. Right where this person's at. You have good old Deathclaw Island. Again, there's only one Deathclaw there. Just 1 second. Excuse me. There's only one Deathclaw there. And as you cross this little part of the Ohio River and you get there, he will kind of pop up out of the ground, out of the nest. Now, if he doesn't do that, that means somebody was there recently, like this person, and killed them already. So we'll have to wait maybe about 30 minutes to 45 minutes for that Deathclaw on the same server to respawn again, okay? So the other good spot for Deathclaws is right over here at the abandoned waste dump. Now, there's going to be 2 guaranteed Deathclaws in here. There's one that's roaming around and one a little bit further in that's sleeping. And very rare chance you'll actually find a 3rd one in there, but that's very, very rare. There's only one other person that I remember ever telling me that they found a 3rd one in there in their entire time playing Fallout 76. So it is very rare, but again, there will be 2 here for sure. So we're not going to bother going to Deathclaw Island, because this person is getting ever so closer, and we are on a server with other people. So we're going to go over here to the abandoned waste dump. Let's do it. Now, we could be in the same situation, but I don't see anyone over here or anyone's camp over here, so I feel optimistic about this. And let's pop in here real quick before somebody else comes. Go right inside this little cavern. And again, there will be one roaming around, which is fine. Oh, right there. You can actually kind of hide in here too, because I don't think you can fit in here. Pretty good little spot. Now, don't forget your black titanium and loose gears for these Deathclaws, okay? So usually he's roaming around. Usually he's way in there. I'm surprised he's right there. Now, the other one will be right over there. Oh, he just got up there. See him? That's the second one. So he's the one that's usually sleeping. All right, yeah, so 2 guaranteed. I'm glad we were able to get him on this public server. Good stuff. All right, let's see. That's it. We're all done. Nice. Head back to our camp for weapon of the day. All right, let's put this weapon away here. There we go. So, weapon of the day here, Jimmy. Let's take a look at that real quick. Of course, the one they've been using the last couple of days is 2-shot armor ace suppress automatic handmade. Plus 1 projectiles, plus 75% damage. Projectiles explode for plus 20% weapon damage. Plus 35% action point cost, plus 25% armor penetration. 2-shot explosive VATS optimized. Powerful automatic receiver, allied long barrel, true stock piercing magazine. I was going to say perforating, piercing magazine, Jim. Reflex sight dot suppressor, armor ace paint. 122 times 2 damage, 556. Capacity of 30, and this one here is in fully automatic mode. Now, I always kind of seem to mention this when I'm using between the Handmade and the Fixer. Well, the Handmade and Fixer are two weapons that we use a lot here in the game. And if you crafted enough of them, or you found enough of them and scrapped them, you have learned like a lot of mods for them. Okay, a lot of mods go with these guys. And you can actually switch, if you have the right mods, you can actually switch between automatic and single fire with both the Handmade and the Fixer. So just a little FYI, two very versatile weapons. When it comes down to perk cards here, again, nothing real special here, guys. Most of them are under perception here for that weapon. Legendary perk cards, these don't change for me. They stay the same. I'm very happy with them, and they're all maxed out. Yeah, there we go. Another one done. Ah! Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you get the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew Andrew, Confoundedbridge, Waywarner, John DJ59, Picquerist, Gwen Trutnau, Tony Watson, Felix the Cat, Dan Farrell, Bunny, AJ Folds, A Aussies1. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.